I heard that you were there when the Reachman released Sunmur's ghost. Oh, if you're still looking for Thod, I wouldn't worry about it. He and the commander headed for the barracks. Thod's getting an earful, I'm sure. I apologize if we wasted your time. I'm sure it was one of the other guards. There are a lot of us, and we're known to relax with a bottle of mead or two when we're off duty. And never to excess. So really, I wouldn't worry about it. Listen, I saw them both just a moment ago, and unlike the commander, I slept last night. Now, it's not that I don't believe you found a drunk Nord by the river. It wouldn't be the first time. It's just that it can't be thawed. I can prove it. Both the commander and Thod headed towards the barracks on the west side of town. If you hurry, you should be able to catch up with them. Then you can go get a drink and relax. Seems like you could use it.
I told you that we need to be patient. You're always in such a hurry. It's starting to get on my nerves.
You're enjoying that body too much, I think. Why,
I hate cats. I don't get it. I hate cats. Hate them. Not another cat.
Can I help you with something? The Fort Amol guard barracks are off limits, so I hope you don't plan on trying to get inside. The commander is occupied by other matters at the moment. As one of the officials helping coordinate efforts at Fort Amol, perhaps I could be of service? I am a noble and an advisor to the Jarl of Fort Amol. I have been charged with making sure that all of our esteemed guests are well cared for. I assume you are part of King Yoren's guard if you seek to speak with Commander Iarn? Ah, yes. Thawd. Of course. He was just here, as a matter of fact. You just missed him. You weren't the one looking for him earlier by chance. Iarn mentioned someone looking into guard business. Not many folks care about Thawd. Well, how about I help you instead? Iarn has been on edge of late. Perhaps the king's presence makes him nervous. Or it's all these foreigners. Who knows? But he has been acting strange. I'd keep an eye on him if I were you. You seem eager to help, so I'm giving you something to do. If I toss around false accusations or involve the king's guards, it might seem like Fort Amol can't deal with its own problems. Trail the commander. Determine if my fears are justified. Hide behind the rocks nearby and wait for Iarn. You wouldn't want him to know you were following him now, would you?
thought I was being followed. We have to be smart
Don't
about all this.
insult my intelligence. I know we only get one chance at this. Besides, word from the inside is that things are going well.
Good, good. I took care of things on my end. I stuffed all of the duplicates in Marla's house. As long as no one goes snooping around in there, we'll be fine.
You just have to poke your nose into things that don't concern you, don't you? You can join the rest of the bodies in here. You're too late.
I'm afraid you just missed Commander Ion. Have you been drinking with Thane Yegi and the soldiers? What? All of this in Marla's house? You have to understand how strange this sounds. You're telling me that the commander I was just speaking to is actually dead? And there are... After that story, I think I might be the one who needs a drink. Well, thanks for the information. I'll make sure to look into these accusations as soon as I can. But you're not going to give up on this, are you? Listen, let's say I believe you. Let's say there are Stormfist agents impersonating people in Fort Armel. Even if all of this is true, we can't start a panic. The leaders of the Pact are here, for kind's sake. No, I didn't say that. I just don't want you running around crying murder, especially with the Pact delegations here. Think of how fragile our alliance already is. You should speak to Lord Velop. Tell him what you told me. He's the Jarl's advisor. He has his hand in everything that happens around here. Tell him what you told me. Leave nothing out. Velop's smart. If what you say is true, and by Kain I hope it isn't, he'll know what to do, without causing a panic. You'll probably find Lord Velop in the inn. Like most Nords, he enjoys his mead. And I understand that nobles can get particularly thirsty when the king is in town. You have to look at this from my point of view. A stranger walks into town and makes outlandish claims about spies and imposters and murders. How do I know that you're not one of these Stormfist traitors trying to cause trouble? You certainly are insistent. I'll grant you that much. Look, I'll check the house as soon as I can. In the meantime, go talk to Lord Velop. Shaw's bones if there really are spies in Fort Armel. His lordship will know what to do.
So, was the hunt successful? Did you find out what nefariousness our good Commander Eon is up to? What? No, I never imagined. I think you better tell me what happened, friend. And start at the beginning. Lower your voice. This can't be. How could Fildgor's soldiers get into the fort without being noticed? Did you tell anyone else about this? I'll need to have a word with Loanor. The implications for the Pact are horrifying. Dark elves and Nords have died. Finger-pointing will escalate into violence as soon as word gets out. Especially with Prince Ernskar's temper. Go to the Nord camp and speak with Thane Harvald. He's honorable and intelligent. I'm sure he'll want to keep this quiet. He also possesses common sense. If anyone knows how we should approach this problem, it's Thane Harvald.
The Nord don't need the help of the weakling Argonians and the cowardly Dark Elves. We can win this war on our own.
Your Uncle Filgor has allied himself with the Stormfist clan and the Orcs, my prince. We need all the help we can get. You need to apologize to the delegates, and get them back to the table before this rift grows any wider.
The pact shall but ourselves. You grow old and weak, Harvold, like my father. This conversation is
Prince in
over.
his hot temper. He decided to hold his own meeting, while the king and the pact ambassadors meet at the keep. He managed to insult both the Dark Elves and the Argonians with his posturing and boastfulness. Talk freely. Thane Oda is as trustworthy as I. But understand that I have enough trouble as it is, and I don't need any more bad news. I have my hands full trying to figure out how to calm the prince and get the packed delegates back to the meeting. And that's not what I wanted to hear. The prince will have to be told about this, of course. And the Argonian and Dark Elf delegates. They need to be able to protect themselves. I can't keep secrets from my prince, no matter how hot-headed he may be. I'll make him understand the seriousness of the situation. But I doubt the Argonians and Dark Elves will listen. They were very angry when they marched back to their camps. Perhaps, if you say that King Yoren sent you, they might not forgive the prince and return immediately, but they might listen to you. They need to know that we value the pact and their companionship. Do whatever it takes to make them happy. What does he always do? He opened his mouth and let words fall out. He said many terrible things and drove them away. And all his father asked him to do was coordinate troop movements and battle plans while the Council of War was in session.
Why hold a summit in such a frigid place? You want our respect? Come to Mournhold and dine like real nobles. Don't send us on a damn camping trip. I have no issues with King Yoren, but his son is an imbecile. He believes that the Nords are superior to all. And he had the audacity to insult Our Lady Amalexia. Let's see how well the Nords do against the Stormfists without our help. Let me think. No, nothing comes to mind. The Dunmer are finished helping those who show no respect or gratitude. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm trying to stay warm. Feel free to talk to my servant Nario if you need something more.
If Geld sent you over here to have me fetch something, tell him to go jump in the river. Assistant, not slave. I already broke a guard's hand for getting a little too friendly. Put a little fear in them, and now everything's perfect. So, What can I help you with? And if you say staying warm, your hand is the least of your concerns. This obviously wasn't the prince's idea. That Nord is a whiny little swit who's had everything handed to him on a silver platter. He'd never stoop to ask for help from one of the lesser races. What is this really about? The king is a respectable man. He has more sense in his pinky than the prince does in his whole body. It's hard to imagine they come from the same stock. So, sure, why not? I'll help you. Assistant. By the three, no one listens around here. Convince Gelds to go back to the table. That's all you need to know for now. I want a bottle of wine from the barracks. That's where they keep the Jarl's personal stock. I'm tired of drinking this cheap piss they provided us with. Just watch out. The place is off limits and the guards tend to deal harshly with intruders.
The barracks are off limits, so you'll need a disguise. A guard's uniform should do nicely. Try by the river. No matter how cold it is, the Nords seem to love going for a swim. Sometimes they even remember to take their armor off first.
Keeping myself busy here.
Oh yes, Naryu. Whatever you say, Naryu.
I think I figured out why cats like us so much. It's because we are... Excuse me, but who are you? And why is King Yoren requesting any help from us? The prince made it very clear that he thinks very little of my eggkin and I. Why we even bothered coming here is beyond me. The prince cares nothing for us. He refused to send any help to my kin in Darkwater Crossing. The trolls wander the town now, and only the Hiss knows what happened to my people. I offer the same thing to you as the prince offered to me. Nothing. King Yoren is a good man, strong and wise. I hear he hates cats. He gave shelter to my people when they fled from the Stormfists and their orc allies. But that doesn't change the current situation, and Prince Ernskar is still a Gwarlicker. It's too late to help Darkwater, but not to reclaim our honor. A deal then. If you remove the head of the large troll we call Death in Winter and bring it to me, I will consider returning to Ernskar's meeting for the king.